Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Labor Day. Welcome, risers. Thank you for joining us on this Monday, this Labor Day. Welcome. Good to see you, Cassandra. John, good morning to you, sir, and all my other friends that have piped in. Welcome to the madness. All right, I'm glad you're here. We've got a lot to do today. Mondays are always busy. You hate to pass up a Monday because there's a lot going on. Hi, Corey. You have electricity? I can't remember if we talked about that. Hey, this is Sunrise Santa Rosa. My name is Nick Stewart. Welcome to the program. Telephone number to call is 850-771-0049. And if you text in, don't use a pronoun without the noun in the sentence. With the same text. Don't do it, please. And no one-word thing. It's just too difficult. I'm just going to ignore them. You may have a great point, but I need more information. Yeah. Hey, I want to thank our sponsors, Gulf Coast Gun and Outdoors. Go check them out, gulfcoastgun.com. Also, have weapons. They have ammo. They've got beautiful shirts. Go see them, our friends at Gulf Coast Gun. All right, your weather forecast. Let me see if I can. What did I do with that? I know I've got it. Here it is. Weather's brought to you by Southern Raceway, and they got a race coming up this coming Saturday, weather permitting, and it is First Responders Night. So go check that out. Appreciate them. Today, mostly sunny, stray shower, thunderstorm possible, high near 90 degrees. Tonight, some clouds, stray shower, thunderstorm possible, and a low near 73. Tomorrow, for your Tuesday, intervals of clouds and sunshine in the morning, more clouds for later in the day, stray shower, thunderstorm possible, and a high near 87. Presently, it is 73 in Milton, 79 Gulf Breeze, 75 Navarre, 74 in Pensacola. You go. You're caught up on all that. All right. Just there's madness about, my friends. What else? Invest 91L. I don't. So weird. Invest 91L. May become tropical storm in the Gulf with local impacts. Higher rain chances are likely by midweek as tropical disturbance moves near or directly over our area. Potentially, it's a tropical storm. The National Hurricane Center continues to indicate low-end, 30% chance that this disturbance, currently branded as Invest 91L, developing into a tropical storm. Regardless, if the system becomes the named storm, the next name is Mindy. Deep moisture from the tropics will be moving into our local area by midweek. This means higher rain chances are likely by Wednesday into Thursday, perhaps even extending into Friday. Yay. But we can take some rain, right? I'm not saying we need rain. We can handle rain. Good morning, James. Good to see you. Milton City Council will be meeting tomorrow night. Here's kind of the agenda. They're going to talk about the Fall Festival and the Blackwater Bash. They got some other economic grants and Historic Preservation Board reappointments, things like that. But we do, listen, it's always interesting. I do perceive, I don't know, I do perceive Milton United things coming up. Just know this. And if Milton United stuff comes up, the mayor's probably not going to be on your side. Mm-hmm. You're glad to take the hurricane off of Louisiana? Oh, it's not a hurricane. Don't do that, Heather. It's not a hurricane. By the way, it's National Waffle Week. Waffles. Waffle House turned 66. But they do have a peanut butter waffle, which is pretty good. You just put peanut butter chips on it. It's not brain science. Waffle House. Dinner and a show. All right. I like Waffle House. I do. I'm a Waffle House guy. National Waffle Week. Go get a waffle. Celebrate. Celebrate responsibly. Did we cover the story? This happened a couple months ago of a guy who lost a bet, and he had to eat one waffle. I can't remember how it worked. He had to eat several waffles, a waffle an hour. He had to eat 24 waffles in 24 hours. And he said it was brutal. Yeah. Can we get waffles get a whole week? Yes, because it's waffles, Cassandra. It's waffles, and they're delicious. Man crashed into a gas pump, causing it to catch fire off Mobile Highway on Sunday in Pensacola. Check this out. The man driving had a seizure and lost control of his car, causing it to flip, and it hit a gas pump, which caused it to catch fire. The driver was taken to a local hospital. No information is available on his condition. A couple other cars were damaged by that, but wow, check that out. That'd been quite scary. Patrick says crew of Airship Pirates is headed over to Louisiana for the third time today. They've gone 3 times today? I know what you mean. They're going with supplies. They're going again on Wednesday. Do they need more stuff, Patrick? Do they need more materials or goods to take to Louisiana? And how do they do that? All right, so we covered the story on the diner in DeBerry. She posted a sign that said the supporters of Biden are worthless and inept, or Biden's worthless and inept. And she wanted them to eat elsewhere. Well, she closed early on Wednesday because she ran out of food. The Barry Diner owner, Angie Ugardi, last week posted a sign in the window that reads, "If you voted and continue to support and stand behind the worthless, inept, and corrupt administration currently inhabiting the White House that is complicit in the death of our servicemen and women in Afghanistan, please take your business elsewhere." Now, yeah, she had a spike. She ran out of food. How long does that last? I'm just saying. Yeah, she got a boost. She got some news. After a while, that goes away. After a while, that goes away. And then you've got half of your, I'm just saying. For the third day since the storm, yes, they need help in smaller cities. The big cities get all the help. They can bring donations to Sandy and Bubba's Chevrolet. All right. So take, I'm sure, water, canned food. I don't know. Tell me what you need. Probably some first aid stuff, I'm sure. Spam. Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office is lending hand to those people hit hard by Hurricane Ida. Friday afternoon, 10 officers went. 5 are going to be doing security. 5 are going to be doing logistics. That kind of thing. So, good for the Sheriff's Office. Appreciate that. Patrick says water, food, cleaning supplies. Forgot about cleaning supplies. Help them out. Take them to Sandy and Bubba's. All right. So the monoclonal, Michael says he loves spam. There was a time I haven't had spam in a while. Now I used to cut it and put it as a cold cut kind of thing. I've had fried spam and eggs, and it's good. Thank you, Monty Python. Pat, you're welcome, Patrick. But spam is good. There's nothing wrong with spam. It's very high in sodium. It's not. Your doctor won't like you, but it's. And you can scrape the jelly off of it and put it on a cracker. Florida's newest monoclonal antibody treatment site is located in Escambia County. It opened its doors on Sunday, and many people showed up. On On Friday, Governor DeSantis announced a new monoclonal antibody treatment site at the Bayview Community Center, making it the 22nd location to open in Florida. Too often, the message was to people, hey, if you get COVID, just go home and hope you don't get deathly ill. And those days are over, DeSantis said. Matt Weaver, who oversees the Bayview Community Center Regeneron treatment site, said the grand opening has been great, and the feedback from the people receiving the treatment has also been positive. There were more than 50 people who came out Sunday and received the monoclonal antibodies treatment, which aims to block COVID-19's ability to enter cells and slow down the infection. Weaver told WEAR that besides being at least 12 years old and weighing 88 pounds, there are two types of people eligible for this treatment. People who've tested positive for COVID in the last 10 days and are showing symptoms. And number two, those who have confirmed close contact with someone who's had COVID. So there you go. The monoclonal treatment. I'm glad we've got that in Pensacola, in Escambia. So if you know somebody, and we've had viewers that have had the monoclonal and have had great success with it. So don't wait. If you test positive, go get the monoclonal treatment. That's what I would do. The state's school mask mandate ban was already back in effect on Friday. It was reinstated automatically when the state appealed. Now that the appeals process has begun, the next battle for parents is to try to get the funding or the ruling back in place as the case is appealed. When the state filed its notice to appeal the ruling that struck down the blanket ban on school mask mandates, the ruling was automatically blocked. The Department of Education has now informed superintendents unless the ruling is unblocked, it will continue sanctioning districts that don't provide parental opt-outs. The numbers continue to be very problematic, very, very problematic. Rates are very high, said Charlene Gallagher, one of the attorneys representing parents who sued the state. There are probably more parents angry at the mask than not. We're going to get to a little bit of that. I know. Mass, what? Ivermectin poisoning filling up hospitals. I know. It's never happened. Now, back to the school mask mandates. This is coming at it that the parents are mad because there aren't masks mandated. You want your kids to wear masks, have them wear a mask. If you're that blasted scared of it, have your kid wear a mask or keep them at home. That's what you do. You don't make everybody, you know, oh, Maron. All right. No peanut butter sandwiches at school because little Johnny over here is allergic to peanuts. You can't even get peanuts on a plane anymore. They serve pretzels. I hate pretzels. Because, listen, if you're scared, stay home. If you want your child to wear a mask, have them wear a mask. You can't make somebody else wear a mask. You see what I'm saying? Maybe the peanut butter thing was a little extreme, but I'm just saying. Our Florida Panhandle musicians, Jesse Ritter and our buddy Austin Foreman. We love Austin. Nice young man. They teamed up recently to perform an original song, The One Who Cares the Least. It was co-written by Foreman and Bobby Walkup of Navarre. The video premieres at 8:40 this morning on TCN. I've never heard of TCN, the country network. I thought that's what CMT was, is country music television, and they stopped doing that. They now show Home Alone on a loop. But TCN will play the video this morning at 8:40 a.m. That's odd time to me. I'm just saying. It's obvious our government and media would rather folks get the jab, even if it kills them. Well, yes. Yes. Oh, I know. They had to walk that back, Sam. They had to walk that back. They were wrong. They lied. Rolling Stone lied about that. This is happening when? Thursday, September 9th, this week. Blackwater River Correctional Facility is doing a hiring event. Have correctional officers and TEAs, the trainees, HVAC technicians, assistant business manager, psychological specialist, RN, LPN, cook supervisor, multiple clerk positions, and same-day interviews. So we got some good benefits, and there you go. There's not a shortage of jobs. There are no shortages of jobs. But the unemployment rate is going up because Biden stinks. We'll get to that in a minute, Jim. All right. We're going to get to the COVID stuff in a minute. Is this the right? I'm just trying to make sure I get the right spot. Oops. Sorry. Dr. Fauci, who's the top disease expert in the U.S., he's a fraud. He's a fraud. He said in an interview on Sunday that health officials are keeping an eye on the COVID-19 Mu variant to see if it emerges to become more dominant. Let me see this. Here he is on Face the Nation.
That Delta remains very dominant, but you said this week that you're also keeping a close eye on the Mu variant, and the World Health Organization has listed it as a variant of interest. What does a close eye mean? What are you looking for?
Well, you're looking to see if it becomes more dominant, namely if the relative proportion of isolates in a given place, including in this country, becomes more. Right now, we're not seeing that. The Delta variant is over 99% dominant. So when we say we're
until as they're getting play off the Delta, when that starts to wane, then the Mu will be the one. It's next
on the Mu variant. We want to make sure it doesn't become more dominant. We actually don't know what the consequences would be. The concern is that it has a constellation of mutations that would indicate that it might evade the protection from certain antibodies. That's what we mean when we say we're keeping an eye on it. But right now, it is not an immediate threat, even though we take all of these variants very seriously, very seriously.
And since more people are getting the jab, we don't need to scare them with the Mu. We'll wait until the Delta variant scare has waned on people getting the jab, and then we'll say, well, the Mu is the reason that you need to get the jab. Make sense? Everybody? You get how this works? He stressed the need for approval from the Food and Drug Administration before proceeding with COVID-19 vaccine booster shots. President Biden announced in mid-August that the government planned to offer booster shots starting the week of September 20th. Reports last week, though, indicated that 2 FDA officials plan to step down due to the controversial or continued frustration that the Biden administration appeared to be following the direction of Centers for Disease Control and Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices and guidance on booster shots. Fauci has claimed that the FDA approval remains the most important step in devising any plan for distributing booster shots. We were hoping we get both candidates, both products, Moderna and Pfizer, rolled out by the week of the 20th. It is conceivable that we'll only have one of them out, but the other will likely soon follow thereafter. And the reason for that is that we've said right from the very beginning, we're not going to do anything unless we get the appropriate FDA regulatory approval and then the recommendation from the advisory committee on immunization practices, trying to save Biden's butt on this. Why does he still have a job? Because the Democrats are in control. Trump was trying to read the situation. He was probably very close to firing Fauci. But when Trump had the election pulled out from underneath of him, then you got it. Rand Paul told Fauci he should be in jail, and he should. And he should. How you feeling, Bugsy? How you feeling? You feeling pretty good? During a Thursday White House press briefing on the coronavirus pandemic, Fauci was asked if he believed the U.S. would follow Israel's example and require people to receive a third dose of either Moderna or Pfizer BioNTech vaccine, considered to be fully vaccinated. Zeke Miller asked from the Associated Press, asked the question. Here is that interaction.
The studies in Israel, we've seen the Israeli government require people to get a third dose of the vaccine to be considered fully vaccinated. Do you expect a similar change in the United States that that a third dose after that 8-month waiting period will be required to be quote unquote considered fully vaccinated and enjoy the privileges of the freedoms that provides? And then sort of a broader question, and maybe for Jeff, should we expect the same level of national campaign to give people that third dose of those 2-dose vaccines we saw so much over the last year? Ryan,
that is a rambling question, but he's asking if the third vaccine is necessary to be fully vaccinated.
Those shots wasn't enough.
Booster shot.
Should we expect sort of the same level of engagement to encourage people to get the third?
Well, regarding your first question, the determination whether something is now constitute fully vaccinated, I will leave that up to the FDA when they get the data on the 3 doses to make that a determination and then ultimately a recommendation from the ACIP to the CDC so that it's recommended. But I must say, from my own experience as an immunologist, I would not at all be surprised that
his own experience as an immunologist. Is he an immunologist?
Regimen for vaccination will likely be 3 doses. And the reason I say that is that it's very clear when you give a prime and maybe a second shot as a boost, but give the immune system enough chance to mature in both affinity maturation and maturation of the B-cell repertoire, it is entirely understandable why the results that I just reported from the Israeli boosters are so dramatic. And we all hope, and I believe we have good reason to believe, that that only will not be a strong response, but that it will actually be durable. And if it is durable, then you're going to have very likely a 3-dose regimen being the routine regimen. But we'll just have to wait to make sure that that's the case when the data get presented to the FDA.
Okay, so his data shows. Oh my gosh! Yeah, the point is you're going to have to get a third shot. You're going to have to get a third shot to be to be considered fully vaccinated. Here it comes. Look out, kids. So you weren't fully vaccinated until you've been 2 weeks out from the second shot. And now you're not going to be considered fully vaccinated until you get the third, but they're waiting on the data. Now, last week, I got some information that I believe to be true. Tom Barlow says ivermectin helped him to recover from COVID-19. Did you get it from how did you get it? Where did you get the ivermectin from? Ivermectin. Did you get it from a doctor? Did you get it off the shelf and then what dosage did you take? I mean, that's the thing. It has been approved. Regardless of what's being said, ivermectin has been approved for human consumption. It has been in 2015. Yes, you are correct, Donna. And we are on day 538 of 15 days to flatten the curve. Well, you didn't wear your mask and didn't stay home. So I saw this last week, which I found to be fascinating. That you're seeing the large numbers of the unvaccinated in the hospital and only a few of the vaccinated in the hospital. Well, there's only 5 out of 50 that are vaccinated in the hospital. Here's where they're fudging the numbers. If you are not 2 weeks out after receiving your second shot, they're counting that as unvaccinated. If you've not been vaccinated your second time 2 weeks out and you go to the hospital with COVID, you are considered unvaccinated. That's how they're skewing the numbers. From a doctor. Okay, that's kind of what I thought. And it worked. You said it helps you recover. What kind of time frame? You see, they're holding back the stuff. Just do yourself a favor, get it from a pharmacy. Yep. Don't do it yourself. Don't go down to the pet supply store. Go get it. A super spreader joke. There you go. You're a serial choir. I don't know. You're that many. But so that's one thing that they're doing to fudge the numbers. This many unvaccinated. Well, if you're not 2 weeks out from getting your second shot, after getting your second shot, you're considered unvaccinated. Now, Tom says after ivermectin, he said he feels better in 24 hours. The other thing that they're doing is if people go into the hospital and say, I don't know, they hurt themselves, they broke their arm. They broke their arm, they go in the hospital, and they go, well, we can get you to a room quicker if we put you in as a COVID-19 patient. Because we got so many people, we'll put you in as a COVID patient and get you in quicker. And then padding their COVID numbers. It's a different med for humans. What do you mean it's a different med? The ivermectin is ivermectin. It's a different, it may be a different blend of it. It's not a paste, it's a pill. I also heard that even though they're saying that the ivermectin is not for human consumption, which it is, that the Afghans that are being brought in are being put on, as a precaution, 2 pills of ivermectin a day for Afghans coming in. It's good for them, not for you. Just saying. Think about it. Oh, these people. Oh, I don't know. Hospitals pad their numbers. Yeah. It's money. Ivermectin is more refined for human consumption over the horse. Yes. Don't take the horse paste. Don't buy it from the feed store. Go to a doctor. Pace Pharmacy. Is it Pace Pharmacy that's doing it? Lost it. Many medicines work for both humans and animals. Yeah. All right. Just know the numbers are being massaged. Ivermectin will also take care of the parasites you may have as a side benefit. You'll be dewormed. if you got that problem. Maybe you've been to Afghanistan, maybe. I don't know. Human grade is different than the animal. Yes. It's won 2 Nobel Peace Prizes. Yes. The one from 2015, the doctor wanted, yeah. And you can get it from Pace Pharmacy. I think it's like $50, $30, $50, something like that. That's a good deal. That's a great deal. Good news, at least 47 people shot, including 6 children, in a 12-hour span in Labor Day weekend shootings across Chicago. And we still got today. It could be a record. Pace Pharmacy is out of packages. Durr. But they'll get some more. So 47 people have been shot this weekend in Chicago. Oh, how lovely is that? How great is that for, let's say, tourism? I don't know how you'd promote that for tourism, but Kim says Pace Pharmacy is doing ivermectin, but they're behind filling orders. It's been so popular. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Ivermectin is considered as safe as aspirin. Ivermectin is what cured his wife after a 3-day hospital stay with COVID-19 back in June by Baptist Hospital in Pensacola. Gave us an IV form in the hospital, then sent it home with ivermectin tablets. How can they do that? Along with erythromycin. And what was the last one? I can read it. And prednisone. Lost it to heal us. I got you. Does it take? No, it does not. It does not take a prescription Pace. No RX required. Or it does, and they'll write it for you. You can get it from there. No. Evidently, they will write the prescription there. There you go. It shows that there's a lot of interest, yes? Full restoration of electricity to some of the hardest hit areas in Louisiana have been battered by Ida. It could take till the end of the month, according to Entergy Louisiana. At least 16 deaths were blamed on the storm in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. 40 some in New York and New Jersey. The damage destroyed more than 22,000 power poles, more than Hurricanes Katrina, Zeta, and Delta combined. An Impact Energy president, CEO Philip May, called staggering. More than 5,200 transformers failed and nearly 26,000 spans of wire, the stretch of transmission wires between poles, were down. The level of devastation makes it quite difficult or near impossible to get in and fully assess some places. Of 5 southeastern Louisiana parishes facing the longest delays, the company is estimating full power restoration by September 29th or even longer for some customers. It's going to be bad. That's why they said, don't come back. If you evacuated, don't come back. But people are going back. It's a mess. It's a mess. It always is. So, if you have to evacuate, here's what you do. You take important papers. You take computers, pets, your kids, and then bug out. Everything else can go. It doesn't make a difference. Right. But you're going to move away so they can fix stuff. I mean, can you imagine some of these folks going in Louisiana in August or September, early September, going for a month without electricity? Probably running water in flood-damaged homes with more rain coming. Just think about that. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? I don't think so. Okay, master pharmacist. Dr. Marble in Gulf Breeze is one of the original frontline doctors prescribing ivermectin. Okay. Yeah, I just want you to think about this. Some of you went without electricity for a little while after Sally. It's not pleasant. Is it doable? Yeah. But look, if you don't have electricity, then the stores don't have electricity. It's hard to get food. It's hard to get water. It's hard to get stuff. It's easier to not have to do with it. I have a lineman in my Sunday school class. There's still 300,000 poles are down. Yeah, it's bad. And now 300,000 poles is different. What did he have here? 22, more than 22,000. So 300,000 is more than 22,000. So they're not wrong. Wow. General Motors is going to shut down production at most of its North American plants for a week or two, starting next week, as the worsening chip shortage is taking another bite out of GM's plans. GM and other automakers had hoped the chip shortage would be mostly behind them by now, but the surge in COVID cases, especially in Southeast Asia, where many of the chip manufacturers are based, has actually created a worsening problem for automakers. Only a small handful of GM plants will remain in operation during the pause. These plants make full-size SUVs and pickups, as well as some of its sports cars like Camaro and Corvette. That's because GM is prioritizing the chips it does have on hand for most of its popular and profitable vehicles. Still, some of its large pickup and SUV production capacity will be affected by the shutdowns. Chip shortage. John says, if you live on the Gulf Coast, you should have at least a month's worth of emergency food. And you could get that pretty easy if you work before. However, I just imagine, though, your little gas generator, it's going to be hard to get gas. It's going to be hard to get gas. Same. The ranking Republican on the House Foreign Affairs Committee Sunday said that the Taliban were holding Americans hostage by preventing them from leaving. Already a half dozen planes are ready for departure because they want something in return. Here is, I'm sorry, I lost him. He's from Texas, McCall, I think, from Texas. And here he is talking to Chris Wallace.
Left the country on Friday. How many Americans have gotten out of Afghanistan since we pulled out? How many Afghan allies have gotten out since the Taliban was in complete control of the country?
I understand. 0. And in fact, we have 6 airplanes at Mazar Sharif Airport, 6 airplanes with American citizens on them as I speak, also with these interpreters. And the Taliban is holding them hostage for demands right now. The state has cleared these flights, and the Taliban will not let them leave the airport. So I'm sorry, the answer to your question is 0. And that's my concern, is they're going to demand more and more, whether it be cash or legitimacy, as the government of Afghanistan.
Let me pick up on this because I didn't know this. You're saying that there are Americans on airplanes ready to fly out of Afghanistan right now, and they're not being allowed
sitting
out
on the runway
because Taliban is making demands. What demands are the Taliban making?
Well, they are not clearing the airplanes to depart. They've sat at the airport for the last couple of days, these planes, and they're not allowed to leave. We know the reason why is because the Taliban wants something in exchange. This is really, Chris, turning into a hostage situation where they're not going to allow American citizens to leave until they get full recognition from the United States of America. My concern is that Zal Khalilzad, our special envoy, who's met with the Taliban, they're in talks right now, and I think I worry his recommendation to the administration will be to recognize the Taliban as the official government of the United States, a Taliban organization that is a terrorist organization.
Wow. So they have hostages. just people sitting on the runway in planes. They're not allowed to leave because the Taliban want something. They want to be recognized. They want money. They've already got $83 billion worth of equipment and weapons, but they want to be recognized or they want money. Oh. Rep. Brian Mast of Florida said Sunday that no member of the President Joe Biden's cabinet will advocate to remove him, citing the 25th Amendment, leaving impeachment as something that should be considered. In an interview with Fox News Sunday Morning Futures, Mast asserted Biden committed to no less than 10,000 counts of reckless endangerment against Americans in Afghanistan. No member of the cabinet is going to push for the 25th Amendment, so I'd say that that one is out. So that one is out, sorry. Mast said, referring to the removal of the president, if he's no longer able to do the job. Impeachment is absolutely something that should be considered, he declared. We absolutely need to look at what is the truth about the phone call with the Afghan president, Ghani. According to Reuters, neither appeared aware or prepared for the immediate danger of the entire country falling to insurgents when that last call was made. We know the Taliban is a sworn enemy of America, and I would consider the manipulation of intelligence, giving aid and comfort to the enemy. All of those things were part of what meets the constitutional definition of treason. And then you go beyond that and talk about impeachment, he said. I think we all know prior to any changes in the majorities of the House and Senate, you would not see anything more on impeachment, he said. Now, again, yay! I'm on Chromecast. A couple of A-10 drones, special forces just go in there and take them out. But you got to get the order. You've got to give the order. And that's not going to happen, Chance. They had the opportunity to shoot the bomber. They had a drone that had the mark on the bomber, and they didn't take the shot because they're trying to establish relations with the Taliban. Now, here's the thing. I said this many times. I've said this many times, that the Democrats put in the 25th Amendment for Joe Biden. That's what it's there for. They installed it during Trump, but it wasn't for Trump. It was for Joe Biden. They knew he was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. They knew it. And that's why they put it in place. But they don't want to pull the trigger. They want the Republicans to do it. And that's how it's going to work. Americans engaged in the rescue of U.S. citizens, SIVs, and green card holders left behind by President Biden in Afghanistan are horrified by what they describe as inexplicable delays from the State Department that are preventing evacuation flights from leaving the country. State Department's delays are recklessly endangering American lives. 3 different individuals involved in the private evacuation told Fox News. Rick Clay, who runs the private rescue group Plan B, told Fox News that the State Department is the only thing preventing the flight's organizations from leaving Afghanistan. 2 other American individuals separately involved in the evacuation efforts, whom Fox News is not naming to avoid jeopardizing ongoing rescue efforts, similarly said the same thing, that the State Department is the sole entity preventing their charter flights from leaving Afghanistan. This is zero place to be negotiating with American lives. Those are our people standing on the tarmac, and all it takes is a blanking phone call. Now, I know Glenn Beck had his Nazarene project, and he flew a bunch of people out. But as they were flying people out and had arrangements with certain countries, the State Department was calling those countries and saying, don't take them from our State Department. And then the State Department, these other countries would call Glenn Beck's Nazarene project and say, you can't bring them here. After they'd already agreed to take them, because the State Department stepped in and said, don't. When your government is actively working against you, what do you do? That's a problem, my friends. That is a great big problem. 850-771-0049. Left-wing actress Bette Midler. Here she is. Freak. She suggests that all women refuse to have sex with men. It's in reaction to the Texas heartbeat law, which bans most abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. I suggest that all women refuse to have sex with men until they're guaranteed the right to choose by Congress. The freak show actress isn't the first activist celebrity to suggest a sex strike in response to legislation. To such legislation. In 2019, actress and left-wing actress Alyssa Milano urged women to abstain from sex with men, claiming reproductive rights are being erased. Until women have legal control over their own bodies, we just cannot risk pregnancy. Then be responsible. Tell the men no. Yeah. I don't know, Donna. It's just the most bizarre. Well, birth control, that is racist and sexist. So you can't do that. You can't do birth control. Rosanna Arquette said that she was going to do a movie in Texas, and that she refused it because of the Texas ban. Now, Rosanna Arquette, you've not seen in a movie in probably 20 years. So whether that's real or not, I don't know. But who cares? What draw is Rosanna Arquette? Anybody? Does anybody go, oh my gosh, I got to go see a movie with Rosanna Arquette? I don't think so. If the liberals quit having sex, yeah, I think so. I don't want Bette Midler to reproduce anyway. I think she's too old, but yeah, yeah. The liberals have no responsibility. No, they don't, and they bear no responsibility. What happened to people taking responsibility? No, okay. Now let me do the preemptive strike here. Is there some that say, well, what about rape? Okay. Do you know how rare that is? Do you absolutely know how rare that is? That there is. It's just an excuse. If you get pregnant and you don't want the child, there are families and people that will take that child. No morals or a conscience. You know, here's my thing. I don't know. Here's the thing. The liberals look at it, and pro-choice people look at it this way. They look at sin as and I'm gonna give you my biblical view. I view everything through a biblical lens. All right. So those who are for abortion look for sin to justify covering up sin. Look, the Satanists are on the, what does that tell you? They like child sacrifice. They love that. But when you look for sin, you try to justify sin to cover up other sin. What does that tell you? I value life. I value life. And look, you do the right thing. You do the right thing and you don't have a problem. It's sin that is causing the issue. It's not abortion that's causing the issue. It's sin that's causing the issue. You work on that. Thank you, my brother. But that's the thing, is it's how you look at it. Yes. You don't look at it through your own view. Get out of the emotion. The liberals are very emotional. Well, what about rape? What about incest? I had a discussion one time about that. Oh, you Republicans are, and I said, okay, let me make a deal with you. I will grant you abortion based on rape and incest if any abortion that is done outside of that is treated as first-degree murder. No, you can't do that. Nah, I was cool. Listen, that's a good compromise. If that's your argument, that Republicans don't want or conservatives don't want rape, even in or abortion, even in the case of rape or incest, then that's a good compromise. We'll do that. But any abortion done outside of those parameters will be prosecuted as first-degree murder. And he refused. Yes, and yes. And that's exactly, and Chance, thank you for proving my point. That goes back to the Garden of Eden where and ye shall be as gods. Right? Am I correct? Oh my gosh. No sex until they get the right to choose by Congress. Emergency contraceptives taken within 72 hours prevents pregnancy. Yeah. Well, we'll have to pay for that. Thanks, Jens. Yeah, you'll have to. The government will make you pay for that. Life-threatening for the mother's health. Yes. All right. Enough of that. I didn't mean to do that this morning, but that drives me crazy. A new poll finds that former President Donald Trump would beat Joe Biden in a presidential rematch unless they pack the ballots again. According to a national poll of 1,200 registered voters, Trump would edge out Biden in a 2024 hypothetical election survey taken between August 30th and September 1st. There were 47% of American voters who favored Trump compared to 46% for Biden in a proposed rematch. I wonder where they took this at. The poll found that other top 2024 GOP presidential contenders would fare far worse than Trump in a hypothetical matchup between Biden and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. The current president received 48% versus 36% for the Republican governor. I want to know where they took this. According to polls, Mitt Romney would get crushed by Biden with 23%, while Biden would receive 42%. We're kind of opinion. I understand, but they didn't call you. They didn't call you. I know, Bugsy. I know. That's why I said are you packing the ballot boxes? So is Joe Biden racist? Oh, I didn't even do this. I didn't even have that's how crazy things have been. I didn't have my board up. Is Biden anti-black? Is Biden racist? Well, we have statements, multiple statements over several years that show, yes, he is. But has the anti-black narrative entered his administration? Now, Sam, I know that it came from CNN, but I want to know what area they polled. Right? That's what I want to know. The unemployment rate for Americans dropped in August. Now, black jobless shot up significantly. While the unemployment rate for Americans dropped in August, there's a political time bomb buried in statistics for President Joe Biden. According to the complications is the fact that before the pandemic, African Americans enjoyed historic economic gains under President Trump, including record low unemployment and falling poverty. That was under Trump. That is no longer the case with Joe Biden. He doesn't like black people because he's killing their jobs. You want to know what it really is? He is racist, but he wants them dependent upon the government. He wants them. Look, the Democrats do not want black people to be making money and be capitalist. They don't want black people to go, you know what? These conservatives are right. I'm making money. I've got freedoms. I can have a better house. I can have a better life for my family. They don't want that. The Democrats do not want that. They want the blacks subservient. Real freedom comes when you make the money that you want to make. Yeah, oh yeah. It was way off. It was way off. But blacks are significantly affected, which shows that Joe Biden is anti-black, which we know. As long as people are dependent on the government, they remain in power. Yes. Yeah, I know. I played that video where he called him boy. And if Trump had done that, they would have screamed bloody murder. Yeah, they've seen educated, successful capitalists vote Republican. It's true. It is true. Oh, my own. All right, kids. Couple things. Don't forget that there's a Milton City Council meeting tomorrow evening. And I perceive that some of this Milton United with a street fight that wasn't a street fight. People just showed up. Yeah, didn't happen. There is Facebook evidence that shows otherwise. But and it's going to be a thing. So just know that. I want y'all to have a great Labor Day. I miss Jerry Lewis. I do. I miss Jerry Lewis. So just make sure that you like the video, share the video, and we will talk to you all later. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have Adam Sanitation on. So make sure you tune in for that. Tell people about that. But Adam Sanitation will be on the show tomorrow, and we're going to talk to them about all that's going on. These guys are hilarious. I love their attitude, and you're going to enjoy this. So we will see you all tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for Sunrise Santa Rosa. Y'all have a blessed, wonderful day. Stay strong. Ooh, Feast of Trumpets. I love the Feast of Trumpets. That's a